Hello, this is Robert Planet, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. I'm here with a nutritional tip, and this is in regards to meal timing and composition. And composition in terms of like what is in the meal, in regards to macronutrients, so fats, carbs, and proteins. So the idea of this is to be a quick video. There's no way it's going to be quick because I'm pretty long-winded, so I'm probably going to chop this into bits, but I'll try to make it as concise as I can. So this is a scenario where a client was following a keto style diet or a low carb, very low carb diet. So they're trying to get, say, less than 10% of their daily calories from carbs. So they were coming into the workout and they had reported not really feeling well. Their strength wasn't really good. Their energy was down. Kind of just nothing was really going well in their workouts. So, and this is basically reported to me from another trainer I work with. So I then consulted with that trainer, we discussed the food, and we found out that that was actually the issue. So the client had been coming in eating kind of like a fast food meal from Chick-fil-A, where it was basically like a grilled meat. It had a little bit of other fats in it, like cheese, but there was really nothing else. So a really common example of this type of meal when somebody's trying to follow a really low-carb diet is they'll have something like an egg omelet for breakfast. So they'll have one whole egg, maybe 3 egg whites, and that's supposed to get them their protein. They'll throw in a little bit of cheese for fat and flavor, and then they might dice up some veggies, so such as maybe tomatoes, mushrooms, or like green peppers or something like that. So they'll add a little bit of vegetables, but it's usually really low-carb vegetables. So the problem we run into when they have a meal like this before training, and that actually is the issue, is the timing of this meal. So the person was eating their meal at 30 to 45 minutes before the training. And if we look at the way the meal is broken down, it's basically fat and protein is what they were getting from the whole egg. They're just getting protein from the egg whites. They're getting fat and protein from the cheese. And then really little to no real carbs out of those chopped veggies. So if we think of the main macronutrients of fats, carbs, and proteins, we know that fats and carbs provide us energy. Fats take longer to digest, and they give us longer sustained energy. Whereas carbs are shorter and quicker to digest, and they give us a shorter burst of energy. So the problem the person was running into was this is actually a pretty healthy meal. It has fats and proteins. Fats are not bad for us. Fats are good for us. So we need them in our diet to be healthy. And if you control your daily calories, whether you have fats or carbs throughout the day, it really doesn't matter much depending on when you eat them. And that's the major issue here. So the person was having a meal of mostly fats and proteins about 30 to 45 minutes before the workout. They then again, like I said, reported to their trainer that they were having low energy. Their trainer reported that they were having bad performance. Kind of nothing seemed to be going well. So the problem they were running into is they were choosing the wrong fuel source with the timing that they were having. So they were eating this 30 to 45 minutes before the training, but it takes the fats in that meal to digest. It takes longer than 30 to 45 minutes to get into the bloodstream and have our body be able to use those fats. So the problem was actually they were eating these calories, but those calories weren't actually ready for the body to use by the time they came to the workout. So, and that's the issue we have, is this is actually a lower calorie meal. So they were having this as their first meal of the day, then they were coming in to train. And this person also follows a diet style where the meal the night before would be very low in calories. So they try not to eat a big meal before they go to bed. And what that, how that kind of applies to this situation is if they eat very little before they go to bed, their internal kind of storage of carbohydrates and energy is going to be low by the time they wake up. So they didn't have a lot before they went to bed. While they were sleeping, their body used a lot of energy, fixed and repaired things from the day before. They woke up kind of on an empty gas tank. They went and then ate this meal, which actually doesn't provide enough really calories for the workout style that they were doing. And on top of that, the calories were actually mistimed, so the calories from this meal weren't even available for the body to use anyhow. So the recommendation we had was actually to add carbohydrates to this meal, or to push this meal to about an hour and a half to 2 hours before the training. The client did not want to get up that early, so the option then lent itself to the carbohydrates. So we went ahead and we added carbohydrates to this meal. And it really doesn't matter too much as to what's type, as long as they're not like pure sugar or ice cream or stuff like that. So if the person's eating fast food, they can get, like, say, hash browns. If they're cooking at home, they can cook up some oatmeal or potatoes, stuff like that. But we decided to add carbs because those carbohydrates will have a faster rate of digestion, and they'll actually get into the body to be able to use by the time the workout comes around. So now, to make room for those carbohydrates, we did reduce the fats in the meal. So we reduced the fats, we added carbohydrates, we kept the protein pretty good, and this gives them a better chance to come into the workout with better energy and have better performance to better develop their strength and muscle size and definition. Okay, so hopefully this tip was helpful. Make sure if you're going to eat really close to your meals that you have carbohydrates, and don't focus too much on fats because they won't digest in time for the actual workout. Okay, thank you.